Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's D Revolution. I've written 3 books, 4 screenplays, and I am here to give you some great advice on how to tell your story and the questions that you may have in your mind to help you get your storytelling. Please subscribe and like my page and recommend it to any writers or anyone that's interested in writing a book, writing a story. So, in this video, I'm going to answer some questions that I've received from you guys, and I want to thank you guys for reaching out to me and supporting my channel and things like that. So I'm just going to go down these few questions and try to answer them the best way I can. Now, the answers I'm going to give you are based on my experience, and by any means that I'm saying this is the only way to do things or the only way to get things done when it comes to writing a book or when it comes to storytelling. These are all from my personal experiences of writing and storytelling. So, first question is, what is the first step before you start writing? The first step before I start writing is working the story out in my mind. I work the story out in my mind like repeatedly. I work the story out. I think about it over and over and over and over. And as I continue to do that, the story continues to develop in my mind of what I want to do with it. That is my first step that I do. And then when I feel comfortable with the story that developed in my mind, I sit down and I begin writing it. Second question. How do you select an ending? Now, I didn't realize I was doing this, but one thing I noticed that I do this recently, I start with the ending first. You know what I'm saying? I think about my stories over and over and over, and I know exactly how my story is going to end before I just sit down and start writing, because that gives me a path. Let me try to fix this like that. That gives me a path of where I'm going when I'm writing. So I suggest that you start with the ending first. And I'm not saying literally write the ending down, but know how your story is going to end. Don't write. It's just going to make for better storytelling. It's going to make for better writing, because when you're writing and you know how the story is going to end, you know where you're going, because you already know how it's going to end. Do you write every day? No, I don't. I should, and but with just being me, I got life to live. Not life to live, but I got other things, to keep my lights on and things like that. So I don't write every day, because sometimes life get in the way, and I just have to, I have to move how I need to move. I don't always have the time to sit down and actually write as much as I would like to, but I suggest if you're in an environment where you don't have to worry about certain things and that you can write every day, it's good to take maybe a couple hours a day, which I'm going to start doing that right now. No matter how busy I am, take a couple hours a day and just dedicate it to my new book coming out on blackbooksfuzz.com. Can an ending spoil your story? Absolutely. An ending can spoil your story. But 9 times out of 10, when a bad ending happens in a movie or a story, it's because there was something missing in the story to explain that ending, or to have the reader or the audience understand that ending. So I feel like some of the best endings that I've ever seen in movies were, and you might want to check out these films. An Officer and a Gentleman came out in the 80s, I think. An Officer and a Gentleman has a great ending. I love the ending of that movie because it was happy. It left a smile on your face. And I also feel like the 5 Heartbeats had a great ending to it. How everything wrapped up and everything came full circle. So the ending of your book of your story is just as important as the story. Understand that. Okay. How important are outlines? Now, this is where many people have disagreed with me on, and I'm not trying to suggest that you do it this way, but this is what works for me. Outlines to me are more harmful than helpful. They are important, but they're also very limiting when it comes to writing a story, because when you write with an outline, you stick to that outline. You don't give your mind free to roam and be very creative, because you're just trying to stick with the outline. I've never written an outline. Well, technically, I guess you would call it. My friend said I write one in my mind, so that may be true. I do think my story through before I write it, but outlines can work against you and work for you. It just depends on how you train yourself to do it. I don't write outlines personally, because what I've learned is that I just have a free range. I can go anywhere in the world. The reader can't go anywhere that you don't take them. So outlines is useless to me. That was the last question. But I would like to thank everyone who has used my one-on-one mentorship. I am doing a special. I'm giving an hour for free. When you purchase 2 hours, you get 1 hour for free. It's the best thing to give a personal touch, to have you understanding what you need to do to write your story. And also I give tips on how to sell your book, how to market yourself. I give suggestions, you know what I'm saying? Again, everything that I do has worked for me, and I'm sure it will work for you too if you understand what I discussed with you in the mentorship. So you can hit me up at blackbooksforus@gmail.com. Hit me up and let's schedule a one-on-one mentorship, and I promise you, once we speak, you will have more knowledge, abilities that you didn't have before your call, because I'm going to help you understand how storytelling works and what you should do to really get your name out there and really sell your books. I'm going to get more into how to sell your books in other videos, but I'm D Revolution. Thank you for listening.